Good morning, everybody. Matt Moda here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We're talking Saturday, August 16th. Happy Saturday, everybody. The Dong Report is back in your life. I'm going to have 8 total players on Dong Watch for today. Going to give you my 4 favorites at the beginning, and then, of course, going to round out and give you all 8. So whether you want to play the favorites, whether you want to spray the board, that option is totally up to you. I always recommend spraying the board for a lower unit size just because that's where I've had the most success. And I just think that's, for home runs, the easiest way to go. But regardless, however you want to do it is fine. Really frustrating day yesterday. We were able to get a player to hit a home run. Thank you to Zach Nato for coming through. The rest of the players did not come through. Ketel Marte hit one 415 feet off the wall. Home run in 20 out of 30 stadiums, but not at Coors Field. One of the downsides of playing home runs at Coors is the ball travels farther, but the outfields are also massive, and we were burned by that for Marte. Stowers hit 3 baseballs pretty far in the air. None of them cleared a fence. If one of those guys came through, we would have had a profitable day, but we did not. So we were down 0.27 units yesterday. That's not terrible, down less than 0.3 units. It's just been a really frustrating week. We've kind of been mostly, it's been more down than up over the last week. Granted, it hasn't been terrible. Like, we haven't totally lost everything. It's just been frustrating. But on the year, that now brought our profit to 1.87 units of profit. Obviously, that's not amazing. It's been much better since we decided to spray the board. As you can see here, the favorites are only including days where I had like 3 to 4 players that I put like basically a quarter of a unit on. Spray the board is including everybody when I decided to play like 7 to 10 just with the lower unit size. So up since June 21st, which is kind of when I really felt like I hit my stride, up just under 9 units since then on 0.1 units, 0.15 units per play. So you can kind of do the math if you want a unit size up or down or however that is. All in all, I'm pleased with how things are going. Granted, the last week, like I said, has been pretty frustrating. As for today, decently juicy Dong slate. I actually don't have anything in these 3 games here. I don't have anything at Red Stadium, at Coors, or at Progressive Field. I do have a play in Nats Park. I do have a play at Suter Health Park. So I'm actually not doing what I typically try to do, and I'm not targeting the juicy weather games. Granted, if you look at Weather Edge, they like a lot of the games today. They like the Cubs game, which I have a play on. They more so have the Nationals more so as average. They love the Red Sox one, which probably has to do with the temperature, but plus 30% seems a little bit high in my eyes. I don't have anything in this Mets one. I do have a couple plays in the Royals one, which I normally try to avoid Royal Stadium because I hate the long outfields, but 95 degrees with 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, that's going to help with carry. So this is a one rare day where I actually do have some plays in the Royals game, and then I have a play here in this Twins one as well, and then nothing in the remaining ones. So we can get right into it. Play number 1. I'm going to go with Riley Green to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 390 odds at FanDuel is the best offered price. It's actually on Bet365 as well, so you could take it on either one of those two. This is the price that I got. Green did not hit a home run yesterday, but you just look at what he's done at the plate recently, basically since August 11th, which is the last 5 days. Really, really impressive stuff from Riley Green. 3 hard hits, 3 barrels, and then 2 hard hits. Still a good day. 2 hard hits, 2 barrels. No, nothing on the 13th, but that's fine. 2 hard hits, 1 barrel, 1 hard hit, a barrel. It's just been really, really impressive for Riley Green. You look at him over the last week, 7 barrels over the last week. Picture perfect launch angle. Incredible fly ball rate of 65%. His hard hits aren't quite as high as you would expect, but that's fine when you're consistently barreling the ball up. That's the most important thing. Like, you look at barrels league-wide, guess who leads the MLB in total barrels over the last week? That would be one Riley Green. So I really, really like I like him tonight. Zebby Matthews is the pitcher for the Twins, who's kind of hit or miss. Like, when he gets hit up, it's a home run, basically. He has a really high strikeout rate against lefties. And a lot of his other numbers, you honestly would like them to be higher with as high of a strikeout rate as it is. So while I'm not scared of the pitching matchup, this is definitely more of a play on Riley Green. Like yesterday, he did not hit a home run, hit a fly out that was 102 miles an hour off the bat, 35-degree launch angle. Like that could be a home run in other circumstances. That's a pretty well hit baseball. The launch angle, it's if it was like 4 degrees lower, then that probably is a home run, but that's still a really good day at the plate. That was his only hard hit yesterday, but that's okay when you look at how good he has been over the last week. So Riley Green as play number one, also one of my favorites as well. Next up, I got two plays in the Royals White Sox game: Colson Montgomery and Vinny Pasquantino, aka Passwatch, to hit a home run. Like the odds on both of these players, Passwatch best offered 475 at Bet365, would also take 460 at FanDuel. And then Colson Montgomery, who's just been an MVP for us, is best offered at plus 600 at Bet365. Now, Colson Montgomery had a tough matchup yesterday. It was a lefty for the Royals, a pretty good lefty pitcher for the Royals, and he actually didn't have that bad of a day. Like, you look at him, two hard hits, both 100 miles an hour. One of them was a flyout, which he got a little too much under it, but still a flyout. A hard hit flyout at 100 EV is pretty much what you are looking for. And then Passwatch didn't have a great day yesterday. He had two hard hits. Actually, that's better than I thought. He had two hard hits, but none of them were that impressive, like a ground out at 99 and then a flyout, but that needs to be harder hit and a lower launch angle. But I'm okay with Passwatch not having the perfect day yesterday, because you look at him recently, he's been very, very good. 12 hard hits, 3 home runs over the last 7 days. Somehow only one barrel, but fly ball rate above 40% is good. Pull rate above 40% is good. The launch angle is picture perfect. So I really, really like Passwatch tonight. The odds on them are both pretty decent. I mentioned that I normally hate playing at Kauffman Stadium because it has the massive outfield, so it's generally not good for hitters. But from a weather perspective, it's the second best game of the day. You take out the stadium factors, you just look at the weather. It's a really, really good day today at Kauffman Stadium. So that's why I'm comfortable with these two. Montgomery's also been good. I mean, you look at him last 7 days, the barrels haven't quite been there as much as before. Still got 2 home runs. You look at the last 14 days, it's 4 barrels, 15 hard hits, 4 home runs. Fly ball rate's good, pull rate's good. The matchup is Michael Lorenzen for the Royals. He's a hit or miss pitcher. Against lefties, he hasn't given up a home run over his last 6 starts. Granted, he's been injured for a while, so you see like he hasn't really done much over his last 6 starts. You look at the entire year, which makes more sense for him. Home run every 22 at-bats. He is, despite being a right-handed pitcher, admittedly also worse against righties. And you're going to see that a couple times today, a right-handed pitcher who's worse against righties. His numbers against lefties, you'd like them to be a little bit worse, but they're still not that scary. Like the K rate's below 20%. The barrel rate's low. The ball's in the air a little bit. It's less fading the pitcher, and it's more backing Colson Montgomery. And then Sean Burke is pitching for the Royals, and he gets smoked by lefties. On the year, it's not terrible, every 23.5 at-bats, but recently it's been much worse. Burke is the type of pitcher who has decent stuff, but can also get hit up hard. So it's under 20 at-bats over the last 6 weeks. The hard hit rate is actually pretty good, but the fly ball rate's pretty high. The barrel rate is average. So I like both of these guys, Colson Montgomery and Passwatch, to come through. Next up, the fourth of my 4 favorites, not the fourth of my 3 favorites. I'm going to go with Nick Castellanos to hit a home run. There's one of the reasons I really like him is you compare FanDuel to the rest of the books, plus 600 at Bet365 or Fanatics or 550 at DK, all the way down to 480 at FanDuel. I don't always exclusively bet these situations, but I do like to find situations where FanDuel is much higher on the market than the consensus, because FanDuel generally also tends to be the sharpest. I'm still going to take plays on FanDuel. I do that all the time, but I do like to find these situations. Now, Castellanos, if you look at his numbers basically over the last month, they are horrific. This is really just chasing what he did at the plate yesterday, where he had 3 hard hits, and Casti is not the kind of guy who's going to rack up a bunch of hard hits. So the fact that he had 3 yesterday is pretty impressive. And not only that, look at the distance on these. Sorry, I thought I was about to sneeze. Look at the distance on these. 380 feet, 380 feet, 347. So that one's not as impressive. But 2 of them that were 380, like 105 miles an hour off the bat, 98 miles an hour off the bat, 101, all like 3 hard hits, all 3 flyouts, 2 of them above 100 miles an hour. That's when you want to take Nick Castellanos. Now, the pitcher he's going up against, Cade Cavilli, is kind of an unknown. He's a young prospect for the Nats. He's only pitched 9 innings this year. He actually has decent numbers. The home run he allowed was against a righty, but it's such a small sample size that you can't take that much from it. What I can take from is the high fly ball rate. And Casty, the pitch mix for him, if a pitcher throws a nasty slider, it's game over. But anything that doesn't curve to the outside, like the cutter could do some damage, but he can crush a four-seamer. The sinker's not so bad. Curveball is okay for Casty, but Ballpark Pal really likes it. As you can tell, it's one of the highest EV plays on Ballpark Pal. Plus 415 is their true odds, plus 600 at bet 365. So chasing one day a little bit for Casty, but I do think that is when you want to go with him. The biggest issue I've had this year is I tend to get on players too late, like after their hot streak is over. Trying to combat that, and one way to do that is with this Nick Castellanos play, who again didn't have a great hit, has not been hot recently, but had a good day yesterday. So moving on, I have two plays in the Marlins game: Kyle Stowers and Roman Anthony. Stowers, I just cannot quit. He's just been hitting the ball so hard, has come so close to hitting home runs that it's one of those players that until he stops hitting the ball hard or until the pitching matchup just isn't good, I'm going to go with him. Look at top distances from yesterday: 376, 370, 342. Now, 342 isn't amazing, but you look at his EV logs: double, 104 miles an hour off the bat, 23-degree launch angle. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Another double, 25-degree launch angle, 376 feet. And then he had a line out, not over 100, but still hit hard, still traveled a decent amount. Like, that's impressive stuff for Stowers. Now, the Red Sox stadium is wonky, so that does play into part of it, but part of it is also just bad luck. When you're consistently hitting the ball hard, good things are going to come your way. Brian Bayo is pitching for the Red Sox, who is not terrible, but he's definitely worse against lefties. He has much worse splits in terms of home runs. Some of his other numbers are worse against righties, but the home runs just aren't there. Only one home run over his last 6 weeks to a righty, 3 to a lefty, under 30 at bats for him. It's definitely not terrible, but it's okay. And then on the Roman Anthony side, he's just been doing a good job barreling the ball up, and this is a really good matchup for him. The odds on these players I should give you: Roman Anthony is 680 at FanDuel, so this is obviously a play I'm taking on FanDuel. And then Stowers was 575. It might have gone down to 550, which I would still take, so no issues there. This is another situation where it's a pretty decent gap on Bet365 to FanDuel and other books. So that is something that's good. You look at Roman Anthony, it's kind of similar to Riley Green, just not the same level. Done a good job barreling the ball up recently. The hard hits aren't quite as good, but still the barrels are the most important thing. 4 barrels over the last week is pretty good. Putting the ball in the air at a 55% rate, that's really good. The launch angle, 16.5 degrees, that's really good. He didn't have a great day at the plate yesterday, but we're okay with that because he literally just went back on August 11th and 12th. So it's been 2 games since then. That's not really enough for me to say that he's completely cold. Even though it hasn't been great in those 2 games, I'm okay with that. Also DH'd yesterday, wasn't put in the field, so just got a little bit of a rest. He is going up against Cal Quantrill, who's the other pitcher I was referring to when I said he's got worse splits against righties, despite being a righty. Home run every 20 at-bats. Most of the numbers are worse against righties. It's one of those interesting things against lefties. The hard hit rate's high, the line drive rate's high, the fly ball rate's high. The barrel rate is a little bit low, but all these other numbers aren't enough to scare me off. That's over the last 6 weeks on the year. Kind of shows you the same thing with a little bit of a higher barrel rate. So again, not really it's another situation where we are backing the batter as opposed to fading the pitcher. And then next up, I'm taking Michael Busch to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 390 odds at FanDuel, is the best offered price on him. This is actually another example of a pitcher that's better, a righty, that's also that's worse against righties on the year. Home run every 31 at bats to lefties, every 16 to righties. But all in all, his stuff is not that good. And Busch is another situation where it's been hitting decently recently. Not crazy with the hard hits, but 3 barrels, 3 barrels, 9 hard hits over the last 7 days is pretty good. Also hit 3 home runs. That's pretty good. Last 2 weeks, 5 barrels, 13 hard hits. The Cubs as a team went through a pretty aggressive lull, but they're starting to come out of that. And I love the fact that he's putting the ball in the air at an almost 60% rate with a 50% pull rate. You look at his game logs. He got pulled early yesterday, only had 2 at-bats, but the 2 days before that, he went yard, 2 hard hits, and then on 2 days ago, 2 hard hits, 2 barrels, and he went back yard in back-to-back games, also back on the 9th. So he is in home run hitting form, and I'm not scared off of the pitcher, Mike Burrows, even though the pitcher is technically worse against righties than he is against lefties. Wrigley Field, Ballpark Pal says it's average. Weather Edge really likes it at Wrigley, plus 19% for them. From Ballpark Pal, it is more so neutral. So nothing really like Wrigley is one of those stadiums where you really want to check the weather because it could be amazing or it could be horrible. In this situation, it's fine, but you do want to know. And then the last play I have is Bangaliers. I was debating going with him yesterday. I held off. I shouldn't have. That was a mistake. He is my last play. He is offered at plus 300 odds at FanDuel. That's what I got. Let me refresh this. Maybe it did move to 290, but I was able to get 300 and I locked it in right before I hit record. 300 at FanDuel. There you go. I mean, he's just been fantastic barreling the ball up. You look at him, barrels over the last week. He's one of six batters with 8 or more. It's over the last 2 weeks. You look at the last 7 days. He is not quite as good, but still 4 barrels over the last 7 days is still very, very good. 4 barrels. He had a great day at the plate yesterday. Not only did he hit a home run, but we look for consistent hard hits, not like 1 hard hit and 1 home run. We want more consistent than that. He had 3 hard hits yesterday, and they were hit pretty well. I mean, it was the home run that was 107. He also had 105, and he also had a 98.1. Way too much of a fly out, but still, at least you'd rather a fly out than a ground ball. So the pitcher he's going up against also is very stinky, Tyler Anderson. You look at him, home run every 17 at-bats, every 19 to righty. So he's a lefty that's worse against lefties, but still, he's not anybody to be scared of at all by a right-handed hitter. So Bangaliers, it's really good weather. It's always good weather at Suter Health Park, the best home run game of the day by far. So I like riding with Bangaliers. I will say I also did like Rooker, but he's been so disappointing this year, and I just can't fathom 255 odds for him. Even though Rooker also had a really good day at the plate yesterday, he also had 3 hard hits. He also put them in the air a decent amount. Like he had 395 and 375. That's really good. He's just been so disappointing this year, and I got to get better odds than 255 on Rooker. It was kind of similar. I liked Cal a lot as well, but 225, it's just a little bit too low. You know, I did have a stretch where I was taking guys this low. I just think it's hard. You have to hit obviously at a higher rate in order to profit, and home runs are hit or miss. And it's an unknown with the Mets pitcher. McLean is like their top pitching prospect. I think he's the number 37. I looked him up a little bit. So one side of that is it's a guy making his first start against one of the best hitters in the MLB. The other side of that is it's just an unknown from a pitching matchup. So at 225, I couldn't quite get there. But if you want to put him put Raleigh and Rooker in a parlay along with Ohtani. I mean, Ohtani's always good, but I'm not stomaching plus 200 odds. But you put those 3 in a home run, especially Ohtani has smoked Dylan Cease in his career, and Ohtani's on a roll. You look at him this year, or against him, 7 hits and 17 at-bats is fantastic. 2 home runs, 2 doubles. Everybody knows I'm not a huge batter versus pitcher guy, but Ohtani's really good, and he's in good form. So you want to put those 3 stinky odds parlay, go for it. But that is all we got. 8 players on Dong Watch for today. Shea Bangaliers, Colson Montgomery, Kyle Stowers, Nick Castellanos, Roman Anthony, Michael Busch, Vinny Pasquantino, and Riley Green, with my favorites being Riley Green, Pasquatch, Castellanos, and Colson Montgomery. Appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out Ballpark Pal. Check out my Tails account, which is just where I send my plays out. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.